morning and thank you for making time with me again on Debbie's Grill. We speak to matters that concern the state. Now, the Narcotic Commission has seized 73 suspected cocaine at Swiss ports bound for Netherlands, and then 4 Ghanaians have been arrested. So 4 individuals have been arrested following the interception of a cargo shipment containing suspected cocaine by the Narcotics Control Commission, and the operation was conducted at Swiss ports, where Narcotic Commission officials discovered 73 slabs of a concealed substance believed to be cocaine. So this is basically what I want us to discuss today. You see, the rate at which this smuggling of drugs into the country and out of the country has become so rampant, to the extent that it has become normalized among the youth. And so we see vehicles smuggling in cocaine into the country, and then they are arrested. Sometimes we hear they are arrested, but then we don't get to know what happens next. We don't get to know whether they are arrested, how it ends. Nobody has an idea about that. But you see, all these drugs they are bringing into the country has become so common that of late, drug abuse among the youth is on the rise. And then you see young youth, sometimes at the age of 15, 17, 11, 10, 14, 13 years, teenagers involved in drug abuse, indulging in taking drugs, cocaine, hard drugs. And then it ends up, affecting their mental health. And then they begin to react in a different way. It's like the drug is now, communicating a signal in their system, and they just have to show it out. I know some time ago, there was this common trend, red, where you will see a vibrant young youth sleeping on streets in the middle of the road. He has become so static, like he's now a statue, unmovable, unshakable. And they don't even care. And I was surprised when I saw young ladies, females, taking these drugs. A lady went to buy food. She was holding the food in her hands and she was sleeping. It tells you how strong these medicines have negative impact or negative effect on our youth. Now, who should we blame for this? Are we to blame the government? Are we to blame the parents of this youth? Are we to blame the youth themselves? Are we to blame the lack of employment in the country? Because most of them would tell you that and the only things to, overcome our stress and frustrations is to take in drugs. And they believe that is the only way they can stop, smoking, they can stop taking cocaine. And when you look at these young people, there are people that should be in the class learning, but you see them walking on the streets. Their lives have now become so miserable that when you see them from afar, even looking at the facial expression of the person, you can actually tell that we were not read, because everything shows. And a video where this young guy, when there is a lot of traffic on the street, and then you see some of these young guys rushing to the street to clean the windscreen, and then this vibrant young youth was cleaning the windscreen. No, that he was sleeping. So just imagine the driver is someone who is just he himself, he will just knock this youth out and then go his way. You are sleeping in the middle of the road. Do you have a bed or a ceiling fan in the middle of the road? If the middle of the road is so conducive for sleeping, I'm not sure we'll all be sleeping in our rooms. We will take our beds to the middle of the road and sleep. But it is a danger zone. But because the drug is working in their brains and their minds, they cannot think properly. The only things that come into their mind is doing things that are so abnormal with human beings. And we think it's okay. We think it is okay just like that. And we end up arresting the wrong people. Now, these drugs that are being brought into the country, you can't tell me that ghost ordered for the drugs. No, 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 no. It's human beings. And I'm not sure an ordinary Ghanaian is going to get that money to order a whole truck of cocaine. When he has that money, I'm not sure he's going to invest into a cocaine. He's going to invest into a lucrative business. So I believe in what a friend said, that some alleged top officials are involved into this drug and stuffs. And then we'll end up arresting someone that has no idea about it, because we feel, they are the top. They have the right. They have the say. They are above the law. And so the law cannot deal with them. And then we are destroying the lives of the youth. We are destroying their lives just like that. Now we need to sit down and then think about how we are going to, stop this smuggling of drugs into the country, and how we are going to minimize, the intake of drugs by the youth. And I feel like this youth also needs to be educated as well. And some of them, you educate them, but again, he has already made up his mind. Wasi cocaine na no benom. Obone chikra cocaine na no benom. We need to educate them. And then just as the government has the right, the parents of these youths who are so indulged into drug abuse, I think they also have a role to play. You see most of these youths go to the universities, and the kind of friends they associate themselves with also have a role to play in all this mess we are seeing now. But most of them are sent to school to learn, and then they end up associating with friends. I would say peer influence also counts in this. They associate themselves with friends that, push them into such things, such mess. So to our parents, please create a rapport, a friendly relationship with your child. At least let him or her have that feeling that I have a parent. If he or she is afraid to voice out his grievances to his colleagues, he should not be afraid to voice it out to you, the parent. Because when he goes and at the end of the day, Uncle Sia, he's bringing it back home. When he goes to the school and then he or she starts sick, he or she is still bringing it back home. So our parents has a role to play, and the government as well have a role to play. And the role we must play is that we should tighten our borders in this country. We should tighten it, because how can you smuggle cocaine into the country? You can't tell me you fly, because I know it is only witches who fly. Aside the plane, we know. So you can't tell me that you smuggled this gold into the country without passing the port or our borders. So the securities that has been deployed, to guard our borders and stuff, they should stop taking the bribe, because it's becoming too much. The bribes you are taking is causing more havoc, because you take this bribe and then you allow these people bring the drugs into the country, and at the end of the day, they are messing up the life of the youth. Just imagine in a year to come, all the youths are now drug addicts. Then it means one day we are going to have a drug addict ruling the country, which means that where we are heading to is very bad. Very, very bad. We need to sit up. You can't tell me because your family member is not involved in drug addiction and stuff, so you are there because of us. So fight for us. Fight for us. And because this youth also feels like they want to multitask. So he's taking drugs so that he wouldn't sleep. And you see, you can't cheat nature. Even when you overwork, sometimes when you overwork yourself and you are tired, the rest of, especially when you are typing, the rest of what you would type it becomes nonsense. When you come back to your senses and you read it, you'll be like, what is this? What have I written? So you can't cheat nature. So these youths, they need to be educated. I think the education we are giving to the schools is too much. We should get down to the ghettos and stuff and they talk to these people. If they can change. Because trust me, they feel like they are doing the right thing, but they are killing themselves. This is what drugs, cocaine, this is the effect it is causing in the country now. And if we don't stop it, if we don't end it, in the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, what we will be seeing. And not forget, you'll feel like when but when he goes to take the drug, he will hold the gun and shoot you because you didn't do what you're supposed to do and you've messed up his life. And the only thing he can do to survive is to steal from you so he can survive. So when you feel like, so I'm not going to fight about it, then wait for the end, because you will definitely suffer the consequences. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.